Yep. Meeting order. Stand for the pledge of allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We have number here with Stephen Court Howard. She need to come in a few minutes, and we'll just go ahead and move forward. Well, do we have a motion to accept the agenda? Motion by Tom, second by Steve to accept the agenda. Motion with the agenda is accepted. Okay, the first item on the agenda is approval of the minutes for July 27th, 2023. There's we get a motion to approve the minutes. We have one motion to approve the minutes. We have for this one. We have a second. Sure. Seconded by Tom. All in favor, say aye. Okay, we have draft minutes August 10th, 2023. Was primarily discussing the Chrysler Stellantis pump station upgrade. I didn't see anything in particular wrong with it. Do I have a motion to approve the meeting minutes from August 10th? Okay, so motion by Cliff, supported by Sue. Dan, issues? All in favor of that?
Aye.
Minutes approved. Okay. Now, we'll open up for public comment, for anything that's not on the agenda tonight. Decker, do you have anyone in?
Well, I might have something that is on the agenda. I'm reading the ordinance.
Yeah, we just got that, yesterday.
And my first comment was gonna be, if you don't have enough time to review it.
No.
So we'll have to push it off.
Yeah, there's a lot to that. One day is just not enough time for a deck of that magnitude. So, and then they'll be interested to have you read it, get your opinion, because I spent a lot of time in the industry, so. More information is always good. Is there any other open things for public comment? If not, we will close public comment and move on to unfinished business. We talked about review of the draft solar energy ordinance. Just came in yesterday, but I have not had a chance to look at it. So we're gonna leave that as unfinished business. What to talk about, when do we want to have a meeting to discuss this in the future? I know Carol mentioned in her emails sometime in October. We're gonna look at their calendars. I know I'm personally going to be pretty tied up with UAW strike, causing all sorts of havoc in my life with projects and planning, so availability will be a challenge. So with that, we're going to move on to new business. It's a discussion presentation from Ralph Anderson from American Eagle Properties LLC. So Ralph, you'd like to stand up, what you would like to speak about tonight, and that would be great.
Probably the main thing was upcoming new land use plan. So the former master plan.
Could you please use the microphone?
Oh, sure.
That better?
Yes.
Okay. I know I've addressed the commission at one point, a number of years back. I don't know how many of you were on at that time, 2016.
Yeah, possibly.
As I mentioned then, I do have Parkinson's disease, which affects my speech a little bit as well as mental wellness. But I've been doing the treatment for it, so I can speak reasonably, but if you can hear, if I'm not quite loud enough, just let me know, okay?
You can slide that speaker up a little higher if it makes it easier to stand, I believe. At least I think you can.
There we go.
Yeah.
Okay. The main point we wanted to make here was that the property is all. It is master planned for mixed use. We'd like that to remain unchanged, so we want to keep that the same as we had before. For the new master plan, I put it at 2024. Presuming it'll be done about that time. So. In other words, it was temporarily, the zoning was changed from business park to agricultural, but you want the master plan to be the same for long term. In order for us to use the land, it's been farmed. Recently, we had Ed Keyser had this in the back, that he doesn't farm our land. We do have it farmed. And in order for it to move to the next stage, which would be a mixed use on that property, we would need to get sewer and water there, which of course is a big project. But my understanding is there's a number of people that are interested in having that put in, so that we have people on the Curtin Road area there, as well as the American Eagle that you can see on that in the drawing. At 75 acres, by the way. Anyway, we talked about combining that district and making a sewer and water line for that area. At the same time that they would be coming down the freeway or under the freeway from the water tower, and then into our area. Are there any questions about the property, or there are the fun thing we have as owners of the property is delineating the wetlands. There are very few wetlands there, so we have to work with that and around it. Interestingly, the Eagle Department for the state of Michigan is one of those that. You know, kind of the same name there, the American Eagle, then I guess they'd be the Michigan Eagle. But you know, the good thing is, at this point, things I think are pretty well understood as far as, you know, what we can do with wetlands, what we can't. I think at least the rules are there. So it's not gonna give us a lot of development. We're not gonna give up the foot a shopping mall here or anything big like that. And I think that's what people want anyway. Is like it's smaller. But the idea is there's a lot of wetlands you can see there along the freeway and along the ramp. And there's also a creek. There's a white line there. That's the young drainage, we call it. And so that has wetland drawn. We are in the process right now of putting in a culvert right around the middle of that creek area. And so we're working with the Eagle folks on that too. As far as future, Rob, do you have any comments on any insights on the sewer and water or anything?
I do not, that hasn't been discussed yet.
Okay. So. When would be a good time to discuss that before the plans for the sewer district or?
That might be something to come in and discuss in front of the board, something.
Okay.
I would think.
Okay. So I think you basically get the idea of what we're looking for here. As far as master planning this property. The reason it works well in that regard is it's kind of protected, if you can use that term, from, because the consumer's power company is right alongside the property. And so that offers some protection just from noise, things like that. We're not gonna have a big housing development there. Unless you want gas lines running underneath your house. I don't think they're gonna want. They're doing a lot of work right now on consumers power. Water line, I mean gas line. And. So I talked to them a little bit recently about there is there's a gas line that goes just kind of not too, that's kind of crosses over that creek there. It goes from south to north to south. But they're gonna be closing that, and I talked to people at the company that work with the company. And yeah, and then the lines are gonna be going along the road there. Further, so in other words, we should be able to block that line completely at some point, not too far away. Because we won't be using it anymore. My understanding is you can fill them in. There's protocols and all, how you do it, you can fill in gas line pipes rather than trying to take them out. So that's all something engineers and architects would do in the future. I personally am not a developer. Quite interesting, but might have to find somebody to work with or turn it over to. But I think this is a good time to go and do that with both across the street there. And across my bit too. Any other questions?
No, not for me. Just a couple of comments for you though. This was taken back to ag, it was a business product, nothing was happening out there for a number of years, so. This wasn't part of it, that was across the road, right?
That was not the reason why. It was taken back to agriculture because the business park was adopted improperly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, the other one is in regards to the water and sewer capacity. It's, I think that's a bigger conversation township as to what's really available in the area, what's gonna be out there in the future. So I think I would encourage you to have those conversations now versus later. But I think the intent of the township is to remain agricultural, so that's some feedback we keep getting from the citizens, so.
Right. But there's the property itself doesn't really lend itself that well to agricultural, even though people don't want a lot of things going in there. We wouldn't be able to, it's the wetland. But on the property there's the woods that for and E, and the two pieces on the end of the property are owned by Ed Keyser. Live in Sylvan Township. His farm is mostly in Glenn. Pardon?
Yeah.
Did you have any comments or thoughts? Sure.
So I had this property listed for Ross and his partners for several years. And we had an offer on this property last year with the developer who's looking at it for mixed use, but because of the inability of the sewer and then the cost to deal with some mitigating of wetlands, they declined. But I also brought Stacy Pricing, who owns a property to the south end there, which 3.7 acre parcel listed as well. And if we were able to get sewer and water to this area, which
Charlie, can you talk into the microphone and identify yourself for the record?
Charlie Kahn, Swisher Commercial. And if we were able to get sewer and water to this area, which, you know, your future land use and is designated as the urban area and mixed use. There's a number of different users that I could bring into this property that I think would benefit the community. And being right off the interchange and along M52 and combining both of these properties together. Could provide some definite benefits and uses that would benefit the community, would benefit Chelsea, would benefit the township. It would generate considerably more tax revenue without putting a burden, you know, as far as its services. And would benefit from the tax generations. We had commercial users, medical office users, multifamily users, and highway commercial users, all are environmental. So if the future, if the township thinks that this is the best use to have it remain agricultural, I'm strong. The mixed use would be the best use for the future for this area.
Anything else?
I would like to add, so your letter that was received in May. And Mr. Ross's letter that was just received this week, the planning commission had both of those.
Makes no sense. Really not that overly and stuff along there.
Can you speak in the microphone, please?
It makes no sense leaving it ag. We ought to have it something that we could actually use it being right along the 94 and 52 there. Ag is, it makes no sense to keep it there as ag. This is where you want your development. The biggest problem is getting water and sewer over there. Who's gonna pay to get water and sewer over there? I'm just saying that's our biggest setback here to do anything with. I understand it, ag is, there's not enough there to keep it ag. With wetlands and stuff like that.
It's for agriculture.
Exactly.
Very poor.
Yeah, the farmer Ruben has been taking care of that. You know, he says the wetlands are also encroaching over on in his areas. So it's real wet.
I understand. Like water and sewer is the issue, getting it to put there.
And there could be a special assessment district, there could be some funding from the state.
You're the planning, you have to talk to them. The board or something like that. I agree with you, it does not need to be ag. If we can make it so we can use it, someone can use it other than farming. That's where development should be along the expressway there.
Right.
Anything else on that subject?
Mhm.
All right, well, thank you for your time, appreciate your application. We're moving on to the agenda, ones, comments, and concerns for our planning commission members. Sandy? Nothing, William?
Can you speak up, please? And speak into the microphone, please.
Stephen, do you have any budget? Or no? With that, CD. Thomas.
I have no other things to add.
Okay, so we have the master plan open house process on October 18th. Then the next regular scheduled meeting is October 26th, 2023. We also have this package that was prepared by Ms. Harvey, I believe is the correct name.
Yep.
It came in yesterday. We're gonna need to put some effort into doing this. I personally, if I'm gonna have to drive back for the 18th meeting, probably it's 400 or 500 miles there and back, so. We're gonna have a meeting and discuss just the solar ordinance. Be my personal preference, it's within a day or two of that. Either before or after the 18th, so. I can do the 19th.
To discuss solar ordinance,
Yeah,
okay? How about everybody else? Do you want me to throw it out to you, or you wanna start looking right now?
Look now. I'm starting to book travel for October, November, and December for working.
yeah. But the 18th, I can still make it, I'll find out more next week.
And the work session is at 7 o'clock. That would be a work session for you.
Yeah, unless we want to go earlier. It's hard for me to get on here. So it's fine.
So. So y'all got enough people? And, you know, I don't wanna have this for, you know, you're gonna be reviewing that, so.
Working your.
Yeah, that's Thursday.
18th is the open house and the educational program. That's Wednesday, the 19th would be the work session.
Yeah, let's just go ahead and do it, so we get it on our calendars and do it.
Good night, could you clarify, or maybe Carolyn, what is the event on the 18th? Is it education session and the open house?
Yep.
Or is it about the open house?
It is both. It is gonna be an educational program and an open house.
Yeah, it's gonna be the people that are helping with the mapping matter, putting it on.
Do the residents even know this open house is coming up? It's supposed to be an important event for residents of all.
It's been advertising sometimes, you know.
We just, trying to get everybody coordinated takes a lot of work.
Yeah.
I mean, if you wanna put it off to November, you can do that. We're getting into Thanksgiving.
Getting into the holidays.
Yep, getting into the holidays. It's getting responses from everybody, getting coordinated, so
Packer's got a good point, right? So.
yeah, well, that's why September got moved into October.
There have been a lot of complaints about the previous plan.
Right, no, I think,
Could you speak up, Patrick?
I'm sorry, there were a lot of complaints registered about the previous master plan. That public participation, resident participation was not broad enough. And
no, that's, I mean,
many residents have issued those complaints. Might want to have a more concerted effort to gain resident involvement.
no, I agree, that's important.
So it's 2.5 weeks out. Is that not enough time? To notify people? I don't know.
What,
Contractually, how
we
many
can do
these-
it, we can do a notice in the paper and we can do postcards.
Contractually, how many of these open houses are we allowed?
I'd have to go back and look at the contract. You're only gonna have one open house. This isn't a full-blown master plan. This is just a review, a 5-year review.
Yeah, I'm personally okay to push it over if we're gonna get, if we think we're gonna get better participation, we just run into. I think it has to be earlier in the month though.
Yeah, because you're November, let me look, November. So the 16th will be,
That's not
the
that,
16th is a regular meeting because the 23rd is Thanksgiving.
right,
So,
what's the first Thursday in November?
the first, it's the second.
November 2nd.
Yep.
When we were saying waiting hunting season, before it's too early. Does everyone think that November 2nd would be a better alternative to get more effective communication?
I think so, because it gives us more time to let people know.
Right, well, I think that's, I'm okay with it if we push it to November. I can do the second.
Okay.
Courtney?
I can too.
Steve? Let's do the November 2nd.
Okay.
I think that's assuming that they're available on that day, correct?
Yep. I'll find out if they're going to be available.
Okay. That actually helps me out. A planning.
So does that then mean we move the 19th? I think we just put on the 19th too.
No, we could move that to the 18th.
You want to move it to the 18th or, do you want? Or do you want to just this, yeah, we got dilemmas here, don't we?
No.
Okay, so,
So we moved the 18th.
or do you want to leave it as the 19th? It's a Thursday. Cliff said he's available the 19th.
How much time do people want to review the deck? I think the next day or two. I'm just busy with work, I need to wait till.
It's 25 pages.
I know I'm not available next week.
I can do it this week.
You can do
I
it
don't
this
have
week.
travel till the next one, so yeah.
So Courtney, your availability is this week, which is tomorrow
Well, I mean, I can read it this week, so I can be ready for next week.
for next week, so next week won't work for me.
If you want to leave it on Thursdays, it would be the 5th, the 12th, the 19th. Because the meeting's on the 26th.
You want to just leave it as is for now, or we go back and look at our calendars and plan and adjust accordingly.
I mean, 10 minutes ago, 19 quarters.
Right.
Yeah.
I would just leave it.
Good point. Which is a week before the meeting and that's still fresh in your mind, whether she's gonna be able to, you know, at least you'll be able to review it on the 26th with her. Because it'll still be current, I'm hoping current in your thought process.
Okay,
That gives you about 2 weeks, more than 2 weeks to review it.
yeah, Patrick, you want to attend that work session?
If I can.
It's open to the public.
Yeah, no, I wanted to just. Make sure you're, show your feedback.
I'll get that posted online as well.
Nope. All right, anything else we'd like to talk about? Just one other thing, just to give everyone some background on this solar ordinance, there's a lot of lawsuits out there right now for, Carol, this is something that's probably not in our domain, but become aware of a number of these developers that have gone bankrupt and they've done these solar installations. In residential homes, there's a lot of it aren't work, people are stuck with these things that don't work. And what's happened is the bankruptcy courts have sold off a lot of these leases, so these people are paying these leases on these solar systems that don't work. So one of the things I didn't know if, and now I kind of doubt there's something we could address in the ordinance. But I think it's worth a question for Ms. Harvey is that in the ordinance, can we actually put something in there that is there some sort of bonding mechanism? that we would look at?
She was addressing that. That was one of the things that we talked about early on in reclamation and what that would be. And of course, that would have to be set and approved by the board. So once you approve something,
Right.
that mechanism would be where the, you know, you identify that and then that mechanism goes into like a quasi development agreement where they have to postpone.
Yeah, I just don't know for like residential solar, let's see if I've ever done anything like bonding, right? So it's like, it's kind of like you're kind of stepping into an area like you're getting a roof done on your house, right?
I don't think that's our domain. That's not the planning commission's domain.
Right.
to ask for a bond on a personal property.
Right, now I see the commercial developments, is one thing, but how do you handle it? I just know there's a lot of people that are hurting.
Well, but is that, is that the planning commission's route?
No, I'm just throwing it
You
out.
know, I'm not sure that that's planning up to the planning commission, that's between whoever the contract, the property owner contracts with.
No, I understand that. I didn't, just trying to go through my ideas, but I don't know if there's something that can be done through
You
building.
can ask Rebecca about it.
Yeah, we can ask her.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, with that said, I'm gonna need a motion to adjourn. Motion by Tom, second by Steve, the meeting is adjourned. Thank you.